Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
This is still PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe for more videos, like and also share to other members to watch as well. Do turn the notification bell on so that you be keep updated on any latest updates that will be loaded onto the channel. The comment section is there for you to show your suggestions, your views. Just drop anything you thought of, involving this video. Or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277-128-777. Thank you. Stay tuned and let's watch what Edudzi has also briefed us on earlier today before the budget will be read on the 11th of this month, which is tomorrow, and how the budget is going to be. He also has revealed some secrets in the budget. Stay tuned. Let's watch to the end. Thank you.
Birthday of a man I have great respect for, the Honorable Dr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo.
Oh.
The former national chairman of the NDC and currently a senior advisor to the vice president. Today happens to be his birthday. Okay. So let me use your platform to wish him a happy birthday. And as you are aware, Saturday was International Women's Day. Because obviously it was weekend. There had been a series of activities to mark the occasion. This time is to accelerate action, integrating women into all facets of this thing. And again, the NDC has demonstrated the highest level of inclusive politics. At least in 32 years, we have produced and given opportunity for a woman to be the first female vice president of the Republic. That demonstrates H.E. John Dramani Mahamad's personal commitment. In fact, he had the benefit of choosing any other person to be his running mate and now vice. He settled on a woman, just to show the greater responsibility, his personal belief that we need to carry our women along. It is said that God holds half of the earth and women hold the rest. That should tell you how the NDC perceive the involvement of women in our developmental agenda. So once again, happy International Women's Day.
All right. And so we've been joined by Dr. Samuel Efriye. Good morning to you, Dr. Samuel Efriye.
Yeah, good morning, Roland, and good morning to Edudzi and everyone. Special greetings to you and your viewers as well.
Thank you. All right. So, but let's take you through what the current state of the economy is quickly as we can.
Sorry, there's an advent. Somebody who watches your program religiously, Chairman Walter. He used to be my former constituency chairman for Lower Manya, and today happens to be his birthday. So, Chairman, happy birthday as well.
All right. Okay, so let's go through what the numbers are by way of the statistics, and we know that by way of what we're being told, the current nominal GDP in excess of 1 trillion. And we'll subsequently also go through a number of variables for you to know the per capita 30,000 averagely, and the inflationary trends have been just over the last 3 months hovering around 23%, and the latest also from the Success Service hasn't also been different. The finance minister says the essence is to make sure that we have stability, there's austerity. So the question then coming from me will be, does it mean that we're not going to spend in some key areas? If we're not going to spend, or we're going to spend, knowing that wages and expenditure already takes a lot, what does it mean? You know, and so those will be very important in our conversation. And you know that the current unemployment rate some 14.7%, and the debt in excess of 720 billion. So how do we make sure that we're able to keep our expenditure in check as you have it? But, Edudzi, not to preempt what the finance minister will say, we saw him going around the market and having that level of interaction, stakeholder engagement, but the wider issue is to make sure that the expectations are met. What are the key thematic areas preemptively that you think the budget should be able to cover? Unemployment, education, health, road infrastructure.
You know, so once again, good morning to your cherished viewers. As you're aware, the whole idea is that the economy that we inherited post the December election is an economy that is largely described to be in comatose. The economy has not been in the best of shape. But to borrow what a leader once said, he says he can't pay the day. So you'd always want to manage the narrative because you do not want to raise the negativity to a certain level that itself will begin to hurt the economy. And so there had been a certain managed communication. But what I am convinced is that tomorrow, by the grace of the Almighty God, the first budget of President John Dramani Mahama will clearly blow the minds of Ghanaians.
How so?
The details, some of which I am privy to, would demonstrate that when a politician stands on the political platform and say, vote for me and I'll do A, B, C, D, he actually means exactly what it is. The details and the kind of thing that the president has, remember that the budget is for the president, just that the minister only raised it on his behalf. Now, in that budget, clearly, the campaign promises in our social contract to the people of this country, we are going to ensure that step by step we'll deliver on it. The key campaign promises on tax reforms, you will see it happen tomorrow. When it comes to road infrastructure, hospitals, among other things, you see it happen. And you see, H.E. John Dramani Mahama made a promise that as a president, one of the things that he's not going to do is to start new projects when there are existing projects that can be completed. Because usually the costs associated with delaying or delays in continuing those projects often tend to be bigger than the initial cost of the project. So one of the things that you'll be hearing will be the greater focus on this. For my people in the Volta region, particularly those affected by the tidal waves, you will see in the budget clear commitment, clear financial commitment to provide a certain lasting solution to the problem. Agric is going to feature prominently tomorrow. Look, I've been looking at the 2024 numbers on our major imports. And strangely, what we usually call Yumadie.
Yes. The tribe.
Yes,
that's it. Tawo name.
And those.
The one that.
Guess what?
Brofu, you say tribe.
Yes. It's okay. Yumadie, me, I understand Yumadie. You know, when you look at the numbers, in 2024, we did 2 billion Ghana cedi worth of Yumadie. Now, I always say that when you do 2 billion worth of Yumadie, what it means is that you have created 2 billion Ghana cedi worth of job out there.
Whether in Brazil or
whether in Brazil, Holland, or wherever you have done that. So if by just one intervention, in Kukonkitikiti alone can actually be a game changer, just by rolling on 55,000 households onto the program. Look, as we speak today, many households are complaining because of inflationary pressures. The finance minister has given clear indication, and if you look at the numbers post-December, you see that there has been a conscious effort of bringing down those numbers. And there is a firm commitment that will get to the point of single-digit inflation. What is even more important is the issue of treasury bills. You have noticed that so far the treasury bill rates had dropped, as somebody would say, drastically. This and many others, and the depreciation of the cedi. And you see, the cedi depreciation is so powerful that even in my sector, that's the downstream, once depreciation comes in, it begins to affect the price of imported petroleum products. And its cascading impact on household is there for all of us to see. And so what the finance minister and his team, and I want to say kudos to them for putting up this budget quickly. And what you see in the budget, job creation, resetting the economy, and if you look at the work, the lives of Dr. Ishmael Yamsen, Professor Gachi and co did
for the National Economic Dialogue.
The dialogue. What had happened is that, and Finance Minister had made a point that the dialogue is going to be, the responses from the dialogue is going to be his Bible.
And incorporated into the first.
Absolutely.
Budget. Okay.
And you see, the conversation has been put out there that, oh, when you have solutions, you don't dialogue. I disagree with that proposition. It is that level of arrogance, that level of Kwekwananse, I know it all, where a group of people decided that we know everything and therefore will not include other people in the conversation. No inclusivity relative to how to manage the economy. And the result of that is the haircuts that people got eventually after 8 years of mismanaging the economy. We do not want to get to that level again. Look, we want a situation where the last time Ghanaians will complain of haircuts relative to the management of the economy will be the Trinity, Anado, Baumia, and Ken, and what they left Ghanaians. So we are very clear in our minds. We'll be focused. And you see, when it comes to the management of the economy, when the one managing the economy does not have personal dealings or interests in the management of the economy, they tend to be a bit more inclusive and broad.
What do you mean by that?
What I'm trying to say is that the current finance minister, the Honorable Dr. Kisela Tuforsen, does not have personal interest in terms of business interest in the running of the economy. And usually when it happens that way, they tend to include other people in economic decision making, which ultimately will benefit all of us. So I am very confident that with a greater focus on agriculture, the issue of unemployment, the issue of inflation, depreciation of the cedi, interest rates, once we get these numbers right, the trajectory will go. But ultimately, what you also want to do is to ensure that people have confidence in the management of the economy. You see, usually when people do not have confidence in the management of the economy, that is when the numbers begin to look bad. And so, at the core of this is to drive investor confidence. Let us not forget that there was a time in the history of this country that Ghana's credit rating globally went to the point where we were described as what? Junk, bola. Or how do you, like bola. Worthless. And in fact, if you go online, I usually use this example. There's this global comedian or something, Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson.
Exactly. He makes the point that Ghana stole his money.
You say he invested $1 million.
And Ghana, if you look at the storyline, he said Ghana stole his money, over $1 million. You see, it's about confidence. We should never get to the point. Me, when I was studying economics at the University of Ghana, what we're told is that the country will never be bankrupt. And so state or government securities were the safest risk-free investment tools. That was a classical understanding until a group of people took the economy, and now it became obvious that the state can even give you a head cut. So I'm very confident that tomorrow the budget statement that will come will reflect the wishes and aspirations of our people. And more importantly, I've seen calls by Guta and the others saying that they will plead with the finance minister that they should manage the tax issues. Tomorrow, I am aware that a few or more or less major taxes that have been paid over the period will be abolished. And so that alone gives me confidence that when H.E. John Dramani Mahama says on the campaign platform that vote for me and I abolish A, B, C, D, he will do it. So that is the kind of leadership. And I'll round up. I remember during the campaign, we had this song, Mahama Beye. You understand? Oka Obeye. So tomorrow, what he has said on the platform, you see it translate into how to improve the lots of our people.
But, you know, key to all this is to make sure that we are able to manage what the expenditure side is. Because at the end of the day, we have some recurring expenditure items that constantly have become a concern for many people. For example, there's free SHS, it's financing, always. The wages, of course, they're always taken. Then what the liabilities are by way of what you have to pay to creditors, etc. Now, in order for us to get out of the woods, what first step should we be taking so that we don't tend to constantly record government?
I think President Mahama had moved beyond demonstrating the issue of guards. He's willing, ready now to deliver. What are the benchmarks? The man himself has said that I'm going to have a minister focus also on agribusiness. Look, the decision to even decentralize the feeding arrangement for free SHS can itself be a game changer, because that is how you grow the agribusiness. So that a secondary school in the Volta region should not be buying food from Accra. Where can you have cheaper vegetables in Volta region than to come right here and be doing those purchases in Accra? It does not make sense. Look, anybody from Sablugu right into Walwale side, that land, that plain, can grow anything conceivable. But you are buying rice for secondary schools from Accra, in Sablugu or Pontamale. It didn't make sense. It did not make sense. There are secondary schools in the northern regions of this country. Why in God's name should you be buying rice for them from Accra?
Or importing from China?
My own senior brother, lawyer Inusa Fuseni, Mutala and Co. They are major rice farmers, Akando and Co. They are into serious rice farming. So you can buy it from them. So look, like your question is, we are going to ensure, and always remember that government is the biggest procurement entity in this country. So that if we focus even solely on productivity in Ghana, buying what we have grown locally, that alone will change a lot of things. Because you see, how do you even grow local economies? The woman who is doing the maize is selling it to the school. The man who is doing the poultry in Kukonkutingkiti will give the school kids eggs. Even the school themselves should be able to produce some of these issues. The secondary school I attended, we knew that every Tuesday, in Kwanta Secondary, every Tuesday, we'll go to the school farm. We have a large palm plantation. So issues of palm oil and stuff, we were doing it ourselves. These things are doable. We just have to reorient our minds that once we do, look, somebody was drawing the causal link, that if you are doing 2 billion Ghana cedis of Eyemwadie, what it means is that there will be downward pressure on the Ghana cedi. Yeah. Because you are not going to buy a Muadia with cedis. You buy with dollars, euros, or pounds. You understand?
So the question I ask is the government willing to take that hard decision?
More than willing. That is why I'm saying that H.E. John Dramani Mahama himself has demonstrated that firm commitment. Right. Even the mere fact that we are going to decentralize, even the feeding in school, the free SHS alone, should tell you the commitment of growing local economies, local farmers, among other things. So that is going to be the focus of the government. What more than to have a ministry dedicated to agribusiness and to have my own Dr. Peter Otukuno and co lead that particular conversation.
We've seen this before, right?
No, this one is not seen. We are going to do it.
So we've seen this before. Nice rhetorics. So how do we hold government, the individuals who have been put at the various institutions that are supposed to make sure these deliverables are met? So if it's, for example, at the PPA, you make sure that, well, this is the consignment that the ministry, Cocoa Board or whatever, they say they want. PPA gets the approvals. They say it's supposed to be competitive bidding. That is done. Then we don't have suppliers giving us products 80% from somewhere else in Asia. And then we have only 20% coming locally. Or even
tell you that my sector minister, the Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapo, is doing everything under the leadership of President Mahama to fix this problem that is ongoing. But I can tell you that it is not the doomsaw that we have. But I have always maintained, when somebody's light goes off, the person is not looking for explanation. All they want is light. And that is exactly what this government is committed to. We are not going to, as it were, gaslight people by giving nomenclatures, names, doom CSA, doom whatever, or whatever, doom call, doom bed, all kind of thing. No, there's a problem. My minister has put together a team to get these matters, resolved ASAP. Because the 24-hour economy program would definitely need available electricity at all times to run it. Because one of the key components of the 24-hour economy is especially in the night, giving businesses or industries that opportunity for you to produce at night with a certain lower tariff arrangement. How do you do that if light is not available? So it's a priority matter, and I've been part of meetings chaired by the chief of staff, basically on these matters. So it's a major concern of government, and we are never going to toy with the mandate.
So it will be resolved?
Absolutely.
Because I know that we're told that there was pigging being done with the West African...
which is done now.
Okay.
Which is done now. Right. So a lot of things, very soon you see massive improvement.
Well, your experiences so far?
Oh, it's on and off. I think I've had my fair share. But we also need to be fair to the current government now. We came here around November, talking about the energy sector recovery program and how it was a massive failure and the debts there. So it will take some time to solve this problem. And this what's called entity. But having said that, I think we need to have a holistic relook. For me, like I said, I feel the solution is in the energy sector recovery program. I think the 20th in his first term, in Mame's first term, he solved the production issues. Maybe it will be his duty to solve the...
No, like I said, look, the chief of staff is basically on all of us within that sector 24/7 to get this matter. And trust John Mahama. When he says he will fix a problem, he will fix it. And like the economy, like electricity, like many other problems confronting us, he will do it. Just trust.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciates your time, and once again says, God bless you for the good work you are doing. Nyame nhyira mo nyinaa, ya adwuma pa mudie the boy or channel no so. I mean sure be a damwase.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.